starting with the implementation of standard Ethernet. Basically, this implementation uh, was more popular during the year 1980s. I mean, to say 1980s, it was very popular. This is the standard implementation where we had four types of implementation called as 10 base 5, 10 base 2, and 10 base T, 10 base F. So basically here 5 indicates that length of the cable or the medium, length of the medium is 500 meters. And here 10 base 2 indicates basically 185 meters is the length of the medium, which is almost equal to 200. So this 2 is actually 200, but exactly when you speak in practical terms, the length of the medium was 185. This thing, and here T stand for this 10 stands for 10 Mbps data rate. So 10 everywhere, here also 10 Mbps. 10 Mbps is the data rate, maximum data rate supported by this particular Ethernet type. And this particular medium was thick coaxial cable. Thick coaxial cable means of the size of gardening hose pipe, and it was very stiff, very stiff. And the encoding scheme that was used by this Ethernet 10 base 5 Ethernet was Manchester encoding. For that matter, the encoding scheme used by 10 base 2, 10 base T, and 10 base F was all Manchester encoding. We have seen Manchester encoding in unit 2, module 2. And here T stands for twisted. Twisted means unshielded twisted pair of cables. So two twisted pair of cables will be there, and the maximum length of the medium is 100 meters. And here 10 base F stands for fiber. So there will be two fiber cables of the maximum length 2000 meters. 2000 meters means 2 kilometers, and coding scheme used is Manchester coding. So basically, this is how the nomenclature was defined. So UTP UTP stands for unshielded twisted pair cable, and I have explained all these things, right? So now this is how the encoding scheme. That means Manchester encoding scheme. We have seen that in this encoding scheme, the data has to be converted. Whatever data is coming in the form of bits is converted into digital signal, and we have seen the Manchester encoding that at every change of a bit there is a transition. So if we are at high, we immediately at zero. At zero, if we are at high, for if and there is a change, so we go to say 1 if 0 and 1 is there. So this is what we have seen. In fact, we have seen something like this, right? So if if the signal was high here, and this was 0, the next encountered what I mean to say signal is 1, immediately it will go to low side. And if it is 1 again, there is no change in signal, no change in signal. But if next this thing encountered is 0, next encountered signal is 0, so immediately this becomes high. And if it is 1 again, then it becomes low. Like this is what we have seen in Manchester. Of course, this does not represent the exact Manchester, but that was the basic idea of Manchester encoding scheme. So the data in the form of binary data is converted into digital signal, and Manchester encoding scheme. So at the sending station, so this is the sender. You got the idea. So this is the sending end. So I have here the sending end here. You got the idea. I have a sending end, and this is the receiving end. So this is receiver with me, right? This is the receiver which is there with me. So this is the sending host and this is the receiving host. So here the data which is coming in the form of zeros and ones will be, what I would say, coded using Manchester encoding scheme, and it is transmitted. The data is transmitted across the medium, and with the medium, this entire what I meant to say, data travels or transmitted through the medium, and when it is received, I have to have a Manchester decoder, and that Manchester decoder will will decode and recover the data at the receiving end. So this is what is the exact idea. This is what is exact idea of encoding and decoding this thing. And standard Ethernet always uses baseband. So here you have seen the implementation. Everywhere it is written as 10 base. So here baseband signal is used. You had two types of signals we have seen, baseband and band pass. So here baseband signals are used in what I mean to say, Ethernet, standard Ethernet. So the 10 base 5 indicates 10 is the data rate, 10 Mbps, and base is baseband is being used, and 5 is indicating the length of the what I meant to say, medium, which is 500 meters in length. And the encoding scheme for converting the data, digital data, into what I meant to say, digital uh, voltage is Manchester encoding scheme. And since Manchester encoding scheme, the beauty is it is self-synchronous. I mean to say, because at every transition means change from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, the level of what I mean to say, voltage level drops or goes high. This is what is there, what we have seen. Now next we shall see 10 base 5, which is nothing but thick Ethernet. It is called thick Ethernet. So this thick Ethernet or thicknet, it is called. Why it is called? Because the size of the cable was like garden hose pipe. It will be a thick cable which was not flexible at all. You cannot bend it with bare hands. You cannot bend it with bare hands. So that is why it is called as thicknet. So it used bus topology with connected with external transceivers. Transceiver means it has capability of transmitting the data. It is capability of receiving the data. Also, it has capability of detecting the collision. So these three are the job of external transceivers through which hosts were connected to the coaxial cable through the tap. So here, this is the diagram you can see here. This is the cable which is coaxial, thick coaxial cable, like garden hose pipe, and this is the transceiver. So the job of the transceiver was to transmit the data, to receive the data, and also detect the collision if at all it is there, right? And this coaxial cable can be, maximum length is 500 meters. So distance between this and this is 500 meters. This is what is the thing, and this is the cable end. So signals cannot pass through this, and this is bus. What I mean to say, this thing topology. This is bus topology. And these are the things, transceivers, they act like tap over here connecting the hosts. So this is what is the 10 base 5, the maximum data rate allowed, data speed or data rate is 10 Mbps, and length of the cable could be maximum 500 meters, and the base means it uses baseband signal. Now we had something called as transceiver. I have already told you the responsibility of transceiver was transmitting the data, receiving the data, and detecting the collisions, right? And transceiver was connected to the station via transceiver cable, providing separate paths for sending and receiving. So here you have seen that this was the transceiver cable, and basically this was a pair of cable which was one for sending the data and one for receiving the data. This is what was there in the implementation right? Separate paths for sending and receiving. So if there is a separate path for what I meant to say sending and receiving, there is no chance of collision. So we are saying that here in this diagram, these cables are there are two cables, like one for sending the data and one for receiving the data. So definitely collision cannot occur here. What I am saying, collision cannot occur over here. Since there are two cables, so one cable for sending and one cable for receiving the data. So there are two separate channels through which the data can be sent or received. So collision could not occur here. So collision could occur only in the coaxial cable. Once the frame was released in the coaxial cable by this system, and it was suppose traveling in this direction, and data released by this station, and it is supposed to travel in this direction. So both the what I meant to say frames of this system and this system will be colliding somewhere here in the coaxial cable, somewhere here in the coaxial cable. So this is what was the this thing. So the length, maximum length of the coaxial cable was kept to 500 meters. Otherwise, there was, signal attenuation. That means the strength of the signal will go down drastically. So excessive degradation means, you see, if suppose I am representing, a one using say 13 volts, using 13 volts, and a what I meant to say 0 by 7 volts, and assuming that if the cable length is very big, say 700 meters or 1000 meters, so the signal, the voltage level of 1 from 13 volts, it will come to somewhere around say 5 volts. Now, if 13 volts has become 5 volts and 7 volts are there for representing 0. So the system, a repeater which is there in between, will think that this 5 volt is just like 0. So it will enhance that 5 volt to 7 volts, which is 0. So you can see here, actually the data was 1 here, which was, 13 volts. And when it traveled a certain distance of beyond 500 meters, that 13 volts, the strength of the signal reduced to 5 volts. And in between, the cables, we had used a repeater. Repeater, when sees the 5 volts, it understands that yes, the voltage level has gone, below 7. So it converts that 5 volt into a 0. Actually, it was a 1. So this is what, degradation of the signal will happen. So the restriction was imposed, by IEEE, stating that, cable length should not be beyond 500 meters. Right, and if the signal, if there is a need for, going beyond 500 meters, so after every 500 meters, we had to have repeaters. Repeaters are nothing but the devices which simply regenerate the signal. Regenerate means it is not what I meant to say boost the signal. No, it is generally say 7 volts becomes 5 volts. It can be converted to 7 volts, and 13 volts has become 9 volts. Again, it is regenerated to 13 volts. So this is the job of repeater. Right, this is the job of repeater. So repeater generally regenerates the signal. Then we have something called as 10 base 2. Second type of Ethernet was 10 base 2. It is also called as thin Ethernet or cheaper net. Because it was cheaper and it was thin, it was called thin Ethernet or cheaper net. And it also used the bus topology only, but the cable was much thinner and flexible, very flexible it was. I mean to say, you can bend the cable with bare hands, And the biggest advantage we had was cable can be bent to pass very close to the stations, right? There, the distance in the thicknet, the distance between the, system and the cable was quite considerable, right? So transceiver, basically in this case, 10 base 2 transceiver was a part of network interface card only, right? So which was installed within the computer only, So Transceiver now was not external like what I'm say thicknet what we have seen, coaxial cable. So it came out of there it was external. The transceiver was external agency, but here transceiver is embedded part of a network interface face card within the station itself. So this is the figure in next slide. We will see the diagram of 10 base 2, and the collision as usual occurs what I meant to say only in the thin coaxial cable, right? And it is less expensive, and the maximum length of the coaxial cable over here, the cable over here was 185 what I meant to say meters, close to 200 meters. So that is why this 2 stands for 200 meters, but exactly it is not 200 meters, it is 185 meters, and it was cost effective because the cable was very thin and less expensive, right? The taps also were much cheaper. Taps were also much cheaper. So this is what is there, and the length of the cable could be maximum 185 what I meant to say. So distance between this and this could be 185 meters, could be maximum 185 meters. So here this distance can be 185 meters, right? So this is 185 meters, this is also 185 meters, right? 185 meters. So that's the maximum length of the cable. So from here till here, you got the idea, it is 185 meters, and from here and till here it is 185 meters, and these are the cable ends. You got the idea, and these are the taps through which the system is connected. So collision could occur only in the cable itself, a thin coaxial cable, uh, maximum length 185 meters. So this is what I meant to say, was a thin net, uh, right? So now we will go for next type. The third generation was 10 base T. T stands for twisted pair, base stands for baseband signal, and 10 stands for data rate is 10 Mbps. And it was using, both 10 base 5 and 10 base 2 were using bus topology. And here this 10 base T used the star topology. So this is the wonderful part, star topology. So in star topology, as yesterday I had given you idea that there will be a hub which will be always a central part. You got the idea, which will be always a central part, and all the systems will be connected to this particular hub through cables. So this is a star topology, not a bus topology, not a bus topology. So is there? So these are the systems that I can have. So this is a star topology, and these are all the hosts and two pairs of twisted cable. So here instead of single, you can take this as two pairs. This is again two pairs. This is again two pairs, and this is again two pairs, and this is again two pairs, and this is two pairs, right? And this is two pairs of cable, so that one cable can be used for sending the data and one cable could be used for receiving the data. And this central part was nothing but hub. So this central part is called as a hub. So this hub is where the collision could occur. So collision could not occur in these connecting cables because there was a distinct cable for sending the data and for receiving the data, sending the data and for receiving the data. So frames could not collide in these cables. So where frames could collide was only at the hub. This was there. So two pairs of twisted cable, unshielded twisted pair cable were used between the station and the hub. So these are the stations. This is first station, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So these are the stations. And any collision that happens, it happens in the hub. That is what we have seen. So basically, right, and the maximum, what I meant to say, length of twisted cable is 100 meters. So this is 100 meters and this is 100 meters, not beyond. So between a station and a hub, the maximum cable length could be 100 meters. This is what is there. Right. Now, this is the physical representation of this 10 base T hub. So this is the hub through which these things are connected. So this is the cable, twisted pair cable. So you can see there are two cables which are packed into a single unit. So this is for sending, say, and this is for receiving cable, and this is how the system will be connected to the what I would say hub. So this is a pair of twisted cables. So any, what I meant to say, collision that are likely to occur, it's in the hub, nowhere else. Right. Now we had something called as 10 base F implementation. F is fiber cable and base is baseband and 10 is 10 Mbps. So here again, two optical fiber cables will be there, one for sending the data, one for receiving the data. So collision will not occur here in these two cables because there are two separate cables which will be, carrying the data. When the host is sending the data, one cable will be used, and when you got the idea, host is receiving the data, another cable will be used. So here in these cable, collisions will not occur. Collision could occur only in the hub. So this was the scenario, and right, this is there. Now we had